Hey, where are you going? Don't go anywhere. We got some of the best parts of the show coming up. And one of them is the token female, Alison Moran. She'll join me next after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered a winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
You know, every time I hear that and I start giggling, I have so many people ask me, "Hey, who's that voice bringing us back from break?" Well, as a lot of you know, that a lot of you know how it happened, but you don't know who it happened with. That's my beautiful wife Jody bringing us back from break, and it was my idea to have her voice involved in the show. And once I presented it to her, she gave me this evil smile. Especially if y'all heard the opening this morning. Mister, will you please wake up? That's become such a signature with us now. We're still working on getting some equipment in, and we need your help. We would love to have some help from you guys. So if you can help out the snowman and his family via a Cash App donation, that would be terrific. The sign you need is $ Tallman Dr. K50. I'll have this up during the segment. And speaking of having some help, the WNBA All-Star game happened. Angel Reese set a record. Caitlin Clark set a record. And there's softball coming back to Rosemont, Illinois? What? Oh, we got to talk about this. Here she is, the token female herself, Alison Moran, joining us this morning. How are you, my dear? Great to have you.
Oh, great to be here, Brian. Doing real well. Well. It's a great day. How was your birthday, buddy?
Nice and quiet.
Quiet.
Although,
in your life?
I know. 30 years of sportscaster, my life's never quiet.
No.
My birthday was quiet until my daughter Cheyenne called me, and then my son called me, and then I saw a couple of the grandkids, and then my wife and I went to lunch. So yeah, that defines quiet.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving over here at the farm, it was not quiet because my grandkids were here running all over the place. I'm trying to talk to all the girls here in the house, and they said, "Well, that wasn't happening." especially with all of my daughters here. They said, "Why don't you go check on the grandkids?" I go check on the grandkids, and I never told this story on the air. But my little granddaughter, the youngest one, Milani, she's 2, set a trap. She said, "You can come sit by me, Grampy." Yeah, what does she do in 30 seconds? Tag, you're it. Takes off.
Of course.
I didn't move from that stairway, but I was so tired when I finally came in the house and Carmen took the kids home. Jody looked at me and said, "Why are you so tired?" "Those grandkids wore me out, man."
They do. Yeah, that's what grandkids are paid to do. I mean, by their parents. Just get the Grampy has to.
Grampy's sitting back on the porch. Go get him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that sounds like a wonderful birthday. So glad.
I had a great birthday. I had a fabulous birthday. And like I said, my daughter was the first one to wake me up with a phone call, and then all the calls and the texts start coming. And so, of course, there's a piece of double chocolate cake in there.
And you didn't send it to me? Snowman, you are not doing your job. I'm sorry.
Yes, I am. I ate the darn. Yes, I am. I ate the darn thing because if I tried to send it to you, it would have melted, and you'd yelled at me louder. I know you.
You know it.
I've known you for 10 years. I've known you for 10 years. Anything
Longer
chocolate,
than that,
if I don't
buddy.
give it to you in
Longer
one
than that.
piece, if I don't give you a piece of chocolate in one piece, you're gonna bark at me louder than you are now.
You got it. You got it, brother. You got it. But now, did you sit your grandgirls down and have them watch the WNBA All-Star game this year? Did you do that?
I didn't get a chance to because the grandkids are in Indianapolis. But Snowman did tell them about it. I did tell them about it. I'm gonna have them watch a women's game with me if Carmen gets the chance to bring him back out here. But man, what a game in Phoenix, Arizona on Saturday. What a game!
I was watching it with my boyfriend, Greg Eisel. Hi, Greg. I love you. The thing was, that was the most exciting, most competitive, most incredible All-Star game I have ever seen. And I've seen most of them in the 28-year history of the WNBA. And the thing was that I told you that the WNBA All-Stars were going to play with a vengeance. And you saw it.
You did say that. You said that last week. You said that last week at the tail end when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were not selected as part of the Olympic team. And you said, watch this. The WNBA All-Stars are going to come out and play with fire and play with a vengeance. Boy, did they ever.
Oh, boy. Angel Reese, the queen of the double doubles. Yes, she's Shy Barbie double. You know, what was it? And mostly in the second half, too. 12 points, 11 rebounds, the first double by a rookie in WNBA history. Okay, let's go with that. And Caitlin Clark, as you mentioned, 10 assists, one shy of the record set by Sue Bird in 2017. I mean, and how many points by a rookie? Please, 10 assists by a rookie. Come on. This was very big stuff. The most important thing, though, was to see that electric energy in this stadium. I mean, in the field house there at Footprint Center. I mean, there was not a seat in the house that was not taken. First of all, it looked standing room only. They had such a great turnout, and what's more, that was for a couple of a couple days before that. It was fantastic. Also, 117-109. We were watching every single second of that game, and it was electric, exciting. By the way, Team USA, must talk about it here. Yeah. Team USA turned over the ball 14 times in that game. I say Cheryl Reeve, who's the coach of Team USA, said that they only had a couple of practices together. They know they need work. Okay, how many times did the NBA All-Stars play? Tell me, how many times did they get together and form team chemistry? Okay, probably about the same number of times. This is ridiculous. That's a pathetic excuse for what they showed. They're going to have a little time to practice now, but they better get their act together, man, before. Absolutely. If you don't have your act together, you won't see them get their 8th straight gold medal. Please, this is not going to happen. I don't care how practiced, how brilliant Griner is. I don't care how brilliant that Breanna Stewart is. I don't care. If they can't greet each other in another couple of weeks, they're not going to get that gold medal. I'm sorry.
They're not.
It's painful. By the way, we cannot let this conversation go without talking about Erica Agumwali. You cannot. 34 points all in the second half.
Second half.
He was
34 points.
It was astounding. It was the best performance I'd ever seen.
And 21 of those came in the third period. 21 third quarter points, which propelled Team WA from a deficit to the lead that they would never relinquish.
Exactly. I mean, if there were a player, I mean, she so richly deserved the MVP award that she got. It was an astonishing performance, but she's also been doing that for the Dallas Wings all this year. You know, she's been their high scorer, and it has been incredible to watch her. And you know, if she can keep up that performance, you know, Dallas, you're going to see in the playoffs. You know, if only, you know, if only the rest of the team can feed off of that. You know, I do have those concerns though about the WNBA and how now they've got a month off. You know, you've got they're not going anywhere until August 15th, and so what's going to happen in in this month that they're going to be off? You know, I am going to pray that that indeed they keep up the chemistry. Those who are not going to the Olympics have to keep up with the chemistry, the practices, the amount of intensity it's going to take for them to stay on track with what they accomplish in the first half of the season. And I will be extremely disappointed when they get back underway at the end of August. I want those teams to be ready. If they're not, we're not going to have a happy season. But you know, a lot can happen between here and there, and you know, all you can do is hope and pray that that everybody's going to continue to take it seriously and earn their next big deal, their $2.2 billion media rights deal from the their media sources, which include ESPN, Amazon, and NBC over the next 11 years. So this is a record deal that they had. This will allow, maybe if they play their cards right and work with the Players Association in the right way, that they won't have to go to Europe to play in the off season. Let's hope, you know, let's hope for that. Let's give a few $1 million salaries out, you know, and not spaced over a 10-year period. Let's give it for, you know, half that time. Let's try. Let's make it worth their while.
You get the right marketing people in place, you can triple that in a shorter amount of time. We talked about this example before, 1979, when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson showed up. By 1984, the finals were live on CBS. They're bringing in a bunch of money, and then some guy named Michael Jordan showed up that summer, and bam, over the moon it went. You got the people in place now, WNBA. You have Angel Reese, you have Caitlin Clark, you have Cameron Brink, Breonna Stewart. You got the players in place. Now you've got 11 years and $2.2 billion. $2.2 billion to work with. So now you can really, you can put a chunk of that in the players' pockets right now, and you can put a bigger chunk of it in marketing and send this product over the moon and not have to lean on the NBA so much as you did the first 28 years.
That's right. If you look at it, the new NBA deal is 76 billion over the same 11 years. Now, this particular deal is this 2.2 billion dollar deal with the media rights deal is it quadruples the league's revenues, which is the reason why you have to really spend that carefully, invest in new practice facilities. You need to be able to use it for training up the next group of WNBA superstars, just as the NBA uses it to do that. Here you've got the Bulls Sox Academy. You've got some. You've got some training camps, not so many in the WNBA. And, at least I haven't seen them. And I want to see, I want to see it come through the same way that the NBA has come through. Let's train them up early. Let's train them up and train them up right. You're going to have to really work on, as you mentioned, spending this money wisely and with marketing, and invest in the young teams, invest in the academies that will help these girls grow. I would love to see a Chicago Sky Development Academy come up. That would
be great. That would be great, not only for the Sky, but for aspiring women's basketball players. I covered women's basketball and girls basketball in Chicago for 25 years. That is something they've needed for the longest time. Is a development center. Now you have a team in place in the Chicago Sky. You got a revenue deal, a media deal worth $2.2 billion. And y'all better believe me, I'm going to try to get a piece of that and cover the Sky and the Fever for the rest of this season and get ready for next year, because the popularity is through the roof right now. It's through the roof. And the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is setting it ablaze. Although there are people that want to say some stupid things, and you and I have talked about that before, getting behind their keyboards and saying the stupidest things about these two players that are just so ultra competitive, and you can see it in their eyes. When they played together Saturday during the All-Star game, being on the same team, everybody was waiting, is something going to happen between those two? Man, Caitlin Clark gave Angel Reese the sweetest passes I've ever seen, and Reese completed them.
Yes.
Come on, man.
She is one of the best under the rim shooters that I've ever seen. Angel Reese is. I was so impressed with how she's done that for the Sky, and as well as, she was like that, and they're starting to really capitalize on that talent that she has shooting, pass the ball to Angel. She'll get it through, and I'm just excited that she is doing exactly as the Sky hoped that she would do, which is Now I do say that she needs to work on that outside shot, and she will be a complete player. And
give Angel, please develop a mid-range shot. And the most dangerous part about Angel Reese, if you've heard me say this before, and a lot of WNBA fans have heard me say this before, she's a lefty.
Yes, you are correct. Yes,
man, give her a 15-foot fadeaway. Give her a 15 to 17-foot shot. That's all she needs. That's all she needs. She'll crash the boards all day long. That's her nature.
Yes.
Give her a 15-foot, and she's 6'3" or 6'4". Give her a mid-range shot. Angel, you're a lefty. You're 6'4". Step out to 15 feet. I'm not saying step out to the 3-point line. No, step out to 15 feet in, because that seems to be a wheelhouse. 15 feet in and just develop the way Shaq developed his jump hook and his mid-range game. Same with, let's go down the line with great centers that we've watched back in the day. Robert Parrish didn't have a hook shot when he came into the league with Golden State. Had one that was down pat with the Boston Celtics. Anybody remember this guy that used to play with the Pistons? His name is James Buddha Edwards. Had a fadeaway shot like crazy. Every time you saw him take that one step and turn, you may as well put it in the bucket, because that 7'1" center out of Washington was a walking bucket from 15 feet out. I don't have to mention Michael Jordan's mid-range game that we saw develop from 1984 to 1998. I don't have to mention Larry Bird's mid-range game. I don't have to mention Magic Johnson's mid-range game. And one of the best forwards to ever play the game, they had a mid-range game. His name is James Worthy.
Yes, James Worthy.
James Worthy. Yeah. Scottie Pippen had a great mid-range game. It just got better when he played with MJ. And I'm talking about all the forwards that had a great mid-range game to make the point of Angel can be complete if she adds and works on, and I hope she does, a mid-range game. Because a mid-range game would make her one of the most dangerous players in the NBA right now. That would complete her game.
That would absolutely. And the thing is that the Sky just announced yesterday that they are building a brand new practice facility where Angel can actually do that. Yes. And it's going to be a $38 million value facility. They've been practicing at the Saks Recreation Center. No offense to Saks, but it's in Deerfield. And it's a glorified gym. You've been there, right?
Yes, I have.
It's a glorified gym. It's and they have been practicing there for as long as I can remember. And they're due for a nice state-of-the-art facility closer to Wintrust Arena.
Chicago.
Now this one is. Now they are planning. There's actually a nice sports complex called the Wintrust Sports Complex. It's in Bedford Park. It's actually not that far away from where I live, and it's in the southwest burbs, and it's a suburb that's about as close to Chicago as you can get, basically. And so they're planning on building it for this. Hopefully for next year, they're going to open it. Now, it is not going to be as opulent as Phoenix's group that we had talked about, but $38 million can get you a pretty decent sized facility.
I would think so. I would think so.
I would hope so.
There's a couple of special women I need to give a shout to. One is Corey Irvin, and the other is Shanice Jenkins, as they are now part of the coaching staff at Chicago State University. And I've watched them and called their games when they were at Whitney Young. I've called Whitney Young's games for the better part of 6 years.
I know.
Had a chance to see DeFron Smart, Portia Harris, and Corey Irvin was there to help guide me around Whitney Young's campus and how everything goes, and I had a chance to see them win some state championships. And congratulations to Corey Irvin being hired at Chicago State, and Shanice Jenkins. And doggone it, I kept this to myself, but I'm going to say it aloud here. I'm going to take a shot at doing a separate radio deal with Chicago State to cover all of their games. Yes, I know they stream on ESPN Plus, but what if you are driving along and you're wondering what's going on and you don't have ESPN Plus?
Yeah. You're going to need something. You're going to need to listen to Brian Snow. And maybe sometimes I can join you if that's possible.
I thought you never asked. If I get this deal, when I get this deal accepted, you're my broadcast partner for the home games.
All right. I'm there. You know I'm there, buddy.
There. There's softball coming back to Rosemont.
And
What?
at long last, you know that Rosemont was the home of the Chicago Bandits, the world champion, four-time world champion Chicago Bandits for about 10 years. Athletes United has put together a very unusual softball tournament with 4 professional teams that are going to be playing 6 weeks of softball, and it's going to be starting, I believe, this Saturday, July 24th, something along those lines. And they are going to be playing at the very highest level in that beautiful stadium on Jenny McCarthy Way, and it has been about 3-4 years since they have had professional softball out there. And if you haven't seen women play professional softball, now is the time. It is.
Oh boy.
I covered the Bandits for all those years that they were out at Parkway Bank Sports Complex, and they were fierce. They were fierce women. I mean, you don't want to get in the way of a 65-mile-an-hour softball. I'm just telling you right now.
When I covered Roosevelt University softball, I did it for 2 seasons, and they played their home games in Rosemont. We were playing St. Francis.
Oh boy!
And it wound up a 1-0 game in 11 innings.
Oh my God! That
11 innings.
That is a lot of softball. How awesome!
And the starting pitchers of both teams threw every pitch.
Yes, and if you haven't,
they weren't coming out the circle for anything.
Were you out in Rosemont for that game, or was it okay? Yeah, it's the premier softball facility in the country, and they are. They do everything first class out there. So if you want to see some extraordinary softball over the next few weeks, go to athletesunlimited.com, and it'll talk about the full schedule. It'll be exciting. I'm hoping to be there for a few of those games. I'm very excited about it. It's, softball is the women's game. I do believe women, it's a whole other discussion, Brian, that, that I think women should be able to be admitted onto baseball teams as well.
I've had that dream since I was a kid. Let me just be honest. I've had that dream since I was a kid.
Same.
I mean, if girls can play baseball, if they can do it well and play it competently, let them play.
Years ago, there was a show called Pitch. I don't know if you ever saw it, and it was fabulous. It was about the first female baseball player on a professional baseball team, and it was a great show. I'm sorry it only lasted 1 season, and it was, but it really talked about how to integrate in, and it talked about the inclusiveness, and in another decade or so, you will see, I think, the first woman playing in the major league.
I'm ready for it. You got women coaches in the NFL now, one of which is involved with my beloved 49ers. So
yes.
I'm over the moon about that. We got the PWHL, which you and I will call some games next year. I will be more organized. And
love it. Mm-hmm.
I want to be on that press for that softball tournament. I want to be on that press list. I want to come up there and call a couple of games.
Absolutely.
Have you meet Jody and y'all commiserate, and then you and I strap on the headsets and call a few games. I want to call some softball games, man.
And you can meet Greg.
Done.
So He will be a part of it as well. I'm sure of that.
Good.
So it will be an awesome thing. I mean, he was as riveted as I was to the WNBA All-Star game, and he has not seen WNBA basketball at all until this year. Yeah, after gotten mixed up with me, you can't but help it, right? So it was.
I think I've been mixed up with you for 12 years. Okay, because our friendship started in the Starbucks live on the air.
That's right. That's right. And it was a great experience then. It's a great experience now. We love you, Brian. You are
Thank you.
You're the man. You're the man.
You.
And
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to as much collaboration with you as humanly possible. And that
we're going to be doing a lot of work. I will say that right now. We're going to be doing a lot of work, whether it's virtually or in person, and I'm hoping more in person. Just depends on the clients, because I plan to land a lot of them. That's Alison Moran. She's the token female. She joins us every Tuesday at the bottom of hour 2. I love you, my dear, so very much, and I'm looking forward to collaborating more with you.
Absolutely. Anytime, any day, any hour, buddy. Always.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Have a great week.
Thank you. On that note, we got to fly out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they just simply are not big enough. I've had to relearn that a couple of times. And I've also had to relearn dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. Thanks to my guests. Thanks to my audience. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. So long, everybody. The following has been a presentation of Snowman Multimedia, broadcasting excellence in the region, across the nation, and around the world. Bronze Sexual Wednesday is tomorrow. So long, everybody.